Welcome back to Wild Deer Convenience Store, where the real world harbors its own monsters. Today, Chapter 21. A word that can help you escape. And weili faces a final trap. Will a single phrase free her or doom her friend? Let's unravel the chilling conclusion. Chapter 21. A word that can help you escape. And weili was speechless again. Minutes after Weilua left, and weili felt like an ancient bird sinking in a tar pit. Fatigue, anger, resentment clawed at her. She wanted to curse, but Apan's words reduced her to one thought. How could someone be like this? You're lucky to meet me, Apan snorted, placing a pristine tuna can on the table, noting it under unclear items. Big city women like you aren't easygoing. Think you're great with a few book pages. Need discipline. Partying with friends here? Hiding in our small town? I gave you this job out of kindness. How could he say that? Pretend nothing happened? How do people become this? Let your friend work for you. Lower rate, less damages. She's pretty, draws customers. Rage surged, violent, trembling her hands. She stared at Apan's head, imagining shoving it into the shelves like the Polo Man, buried forever. How about it? 1 month she covers. No police, Apan said, smacking his lips, glancing at her. Didn't you say no police if we paid? And weili found her voice demanding. Apan turned, feigning surprise. Consequences learned in kindergarten. You pretending? Store lost goods staff. Can't open all day, huge loss. She covers, or how we make up. And weili glared at the tuna can, wanting to hurl it at him. Absurdity overwhelmed her. She could only say, "Take that can away, it's not damaged." She wanted to kick herself for the weak retort. Dirty, unsellable, Apan said, stuffing it into his backpack. She should have noticed when he brought that backpack, placing it on a dining table chair. Why for inventory? What are you doing? And weili shouted, "Take it out!" Apan ignored her, grabbing meat sauce cans. Labels scratched, he muttered, stuffing them in, scratching labels openly with his nail. Hey. He grinned, red gums flashing, ignoring her voice like it fell into a vacuum. He resumed counting shelves. What could she do? Argue? Rip open his backpack? You're stealing, she said, approaching the backpack. Call the police if you're unhappy. Let's see who they support. At the dining table, her peripheral vision caught Apan's face in the glass window. Street lights and store lights blurred the reflection, but his expressionless face floated clearly over her shoulder's reflection. Cold sweat broke. She spun around. Touching my belongings? Apan, now behind her, small eyes like pinholes tracking her stumbling steps. No, And weili started, then stopped. Why defend herself? She wasn't wrong. Funny. Apan turned back to the goods, scribbling in his notebook. Who's a thief? 1. Writes down damaged goods to charge. 2. Sneaks to others' backpacks. Choose. And weili froze. Apan didn't wait, humming, squatting to grab a soy sauce bottle. His notebook already listed a dozen missing items with exaggerated costs. Cash only. Now she saw why. He held the bottle to the light, fingers sliding down, rubbing the label with a rustle. His thumb circled, as if coaxing a moan. He sniffed the neck, inhaling deeply, eyes half closed, lids fluttering, whites showing. And weili remembered. Weilua held that bottle, stuffed it here after rescuing her. She stepped back. Intact, no charge. Apan said, regretful, moving to the shelf's other side. Checking over there. What did you do? His figure vanished briefly, reappearing through scattered goods, like fragmented limbs. Answer honestly, he said, scanning shelves. How long you known your friend? Be honest, I might be lenient. And weili eyed the gate. Pan was closer. He could block her to either door. Wei would return soon. Not long, she said casually. No boyfriend, right? You can tell. No femininity. Needs a man like me. And weili bristled. Only human men spoke like that. Ghosts just killed. What did it take for her to replace you? Pan asked from the shelf's other side. 1. You agree she follows. 2. Compensation's too high, she can't pay. 3. I call police, she's expelled, can't teach. Which? She saw it clearly, the lower half of Pan's face. The shelf hid the upper half, leaving nose and mouth, thin lips moving like separate skin, conscious on their own. Why? Outside was normal. Over? Coincidence? No relying on luck. Trapped, she had one half measure. Still planning to harm someone? She snapped, avoiding questionnaire. Ask her yourself. I'm done. Sitting over there. She moved toward the cashier. Steps from a dash to the door if Pan didn't block. I think so, he said, stepping around, blocking her. He looked normal, face intact, human. I'm not her owner. Will she work if I say? And weili pressed, backing away, feigning anger. Ask her. Move, I won't run. No worry. Pan said, unmoving. Say, I agree to let Wei take my place. Say it, and you leave safely. End of chapter 21. Will weili speak the words? Is Wei safe? Tune in for chapter 22. Like and subscribe for the final showdown. Welcome back to Wild Deer Convenience Store, where words hold deadly power and mysteries deepen. Today, chapter 22, Extra Cell Phones. And weili defies a trap, but a final clue unravels everything. Let's plunge into the gripping finale. Chapter 22, Extra Cell Phones. Just a word. Pan said flatly. What harm? You're not Wei owner. Will she obey you? True, words didn't bind Wei and weili couldn't force her to work here. Even if Pan was a ghost with mystic power, why not hypnotize Wei directly? Why need her? Say it, leave. Pan urged. No pament, no arrest. Tonight never happened. Save yourself. Warn Wei later. Best of both worlds. Say it and leave. Warn her not to work here. Yes. Pan promised, perking up, eager. Then, and weili whispered, I agree, you can go home and fuck Watermelon. His eyes widened. She spun, grabbed his backpack from the chair, and hurled the can-laden bag at his head. Not checking if it hit, she bolted for the back of the store. She knew the route, circled countless times tonight. Darting to the farthest shelves, she aimed for the back door. Pan's head popped over her shoulder. Really, the back door? She screamed, dodging, nearly hitting a shelf, steadying at the last second. Pan stood before her, unchanged, backpack in hand, tossed to the ground with a bang. He caught up so fast. The bag didn't slow him? Just words, not what you said. He leaned closer, shadows merging on his face. Perfunctory, hypocritical. Agreeing's easy for huge gain. So rigid. How do you fit society? His lecture droned. For a woman you've known hours, you ditch escape? Your parents' effort, money? Your brother, your only support in old age? Ashamed? Wei Luo'd say it already. Why so much nonsense? No watermelons at home. And weili gripped the shelf, raised her leg, and kicked his crotch. No scream, no pain, he staggered, snorted. She ducked past, sprinting for the main door, scarred by the back door's history. In the blurry glass reflection, a pan followed, hand reaching for her head. Her ponytail yanked downward, scalp tearing. Screaming, she slumped, off balance. "You can't leave without saying it," he whispered, voice paper-thin sweet. "Say it." Tears blurred her vision. Clutching her hair, she gritted. "I say, I agree." His grip loosened, expecting victory. "I agree to let Panda work in my place." She kicked back, heel striking his knee with a grinding crack. Her head freed, she spun. A pan stumbled, knee twisted outward, face expressionless, eyes like pinholes watching. She snatched the old phone from the counter, ice smelt wet. Before he could block, she smashed it into his face. He fell silently. Her vision burned red, blood humming. Never had she craved violence so fiercely. She wanted a boulder to crush him. "I agree," she said, grabbing a rolling soy sauce bottle. "Panda should die here." The bottle shattered near him as he dodged. She gripped the broken glass, hands soy-soaked, ready to strike. But her phone's ring startled her, buzzing, fading. Her phone in her pocket. Weiluo? Distracted, she lost her chance. A pan on the ground kicked her calf. Soy-slick floor betrayed her. Pain shot through her shin. Her head slammed down, vision blurring, store spinning. And weili. The name felt distant. "Fuck you, bloody piece of shit." A familiar curse cut through. A body stumbled, then hit the ground with a bang. Something flew, stirring air. After a pan's grunt, silence fell. "You okay?" Footsteps shook the floor. Weiluo's voice sent warmth rushed to her. A hand supported her neck, hesitant to lift. I realized something was wrong, rushed back, but I was far. Weiluo. And weili blinked, seeing her clearly. Relief mixed with childish resentment. "Ahban." Weiluo started, humming, "What?" And weili struggled up, head throbbing, concussion likely. Weiluo paced, looked around, then said, "He's gone." "Was right here." She'd thrown the phone at him, but his spot was empty. The store was deserted, just them. Not human. Weiluo's voice rose. "Everything's normal outside." I walked, came back. And weili rubbed her head. He asked a questionnaire. His chin like earlier weird things. What if Weiluo hadn't returned? Unlike tonight's ghosts, a pan was flesh-grabbing, hitting. How'd he vanish? Not scared of phones, right? Not the phone, though it fights poison with poison, Weiluo said, picking it up. Know why I came back? And weili shook her head. The call we got. You called back, Weiluo said, serious. I didn't detail my warning. Not just don't break up. You said, you two must not separate. It's hard. Reasons, dangers will force you apart. Even if peace follows, never separate. And weili blinked. Peace after separation. Like when I was in the reflection? Yeah, I remembered, ran back. Weiluo said, Rai. Thought your backdoor warning was enough. Didn't take it seriously. We'd separated before, no issue. A pan wanted us apart to attack, and weili said, sitting dizzy. Together we're stronger. 1 + 1 greater than 2. I worried, Weiluo said, hopping her neck. Thought he was human, but humans can be worse than ghosts. Wanted to call you, where's my phone? She jumped, gasping, neck pained. That shit vanished as a ghost. Took my phone too? And weili stood. Try my phone. Yours not muted. Checking, she saw a missed call from Nwada. Nothing, she dismissed, asking Weiluo's number. An iPhone ringtone echoed faintly. Where? Weiluo followed it. In his backpack, and Weili said, hurrying to where Apan stopped her. He left it. The backpack lay there. Wei Luo pulled out her ringing iPhone, rubbing her neck. Why so many cans? Greedy for money things, and Weili said, emptying it. Said you needed a boyfriend like him. Greed, lust, human enough. Wei Luo grimaced, then frowned. What's wrong? You got your phone? And Weili asked, hand in the bag. Yeah. She pulled out another phone. Whose is this? End of chapter 22. Whose phone is it? What was Apan? Stay tuned for more Wild Deer secrets. Like and subscribe for the next eerie unraveling. Welcome back to Wild Deer Convenience Store, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs. Today, Chapter 23, Unwide's Choice. A mysterious phone call and a chilling discovery pushing Weili to the edge. Let's uncover the final truth. Chapter 23, Unwide's Choice. The second phone in the backpack was Apan's, and Weili confirmed it in seconds. Calling his number from her phone made the strange device buzz, displaying Weili as the caller. Locked, no password. She couldn't check messages. Unopened notifications. Yahoo Sports, Reddit, fit Apan's interests. They stared at the phone on the ground, silent. So, Wei Luo broke the quiet. This is human Apan's, right? Seems so. Then why'd Ghost Apan have it? And Weili glanced at her phone. 12:21 a.m. Answers existed, but simplest explanation, she said. The Apan who attacked was himself. But you said he was weird, Wei Luo pressed. He was, and Weili nodded, shuddering at the memory. But it's his phone. Ghosts don't need to steal it, right? Plus another issue. What? Almost 12:30, she whispered. Xiaoti, supposed to take over, hasn't shown. Wei Luo rubbed her neck, silent. If Xiaoti had an emergency, she'd call. And Weili said, nudging Apan's phone. She didn't come because she knew she didn't have to. Apan said he swapped shifts with her. He wasn't lying. Maybe Apan lost his phone, sleeping at home. But Occam's razor, and Weili said, tossing the phone into the backpack, standing. Don't add elements unless needed. Simpler's closer to truth. I don't know what changed Apan in the store, but he entered as himself. Corrupted? Wei Luo asked. Don't know, and Weili said, setting the backpack on the table, wondering if its owner would return. Why not us? He was here 10-20 minutes, already unnatural, pushing me to say you'd work here. When I refused, he attacked. Work? Wei Luo's eyes widened. And Weili explained. Wei Luo groaned. You should have said it. I wouldn't stay just for that. Escape's a win. First, worried it'd trigger something, and Weili said. Second, his focus wasn't you working. More like bending you. She laughed, but Wei Luo stayed serious. A straight bamboo forced to twist. I get it. Her calm eased in Weili. Would you have said it? And Weili asked. Wei Luo thought, then said, don't know. And Weili believed her. If Apan was corrupted, why? Where'd he go? Could he return to normal? Mysteries piled up, their guesses barely keeping them sane. Life felt like that sometimes. They agreed not to call Xiaoti. Her arrival could stir trouble, especially if she was corrupted too. Everything's normal outside, and Weili said. Barbecue restaurant customers are fine. The weirdness is all here. Think so, Wei Luo nodded. Nothing odd when I left and returned. You stayed, nearly got hurt. Outside normal, they could leave. Shouty would arrive tomorrow, clueless about tonight. Left to speculate like them. And Weili grabbed the keys to lock the back door when her phone rang. And wide. Wei Luo glanced, pretending not to notice, but whispered, "Your brother?" And Weili hit speakerphone, dryly saying, "Brother." Past midnight, her brother, rarely calling by day, caring now? Still in the store, not safe yet. If a thing pretended to be him, how could it trick her? "Where are you?" And Wide asked bluntly. She exchanged a glance with Wei Luo. "Where I am." "What?" His anger faltered, confused. "Where exactly?" "Why ask?" she shot back. "How dare you?" And Wide snorted. "I don't care about your life. Quit, come back, whatever. But you're an adult, making parents worry. I'm out till midnight with clients and mom calls." His voice slurred, drunk. Wei Luo turned away, and Weili's cheeks burned, wanting to flee the call. Was this a store weirdo? It mimicked her brother's tone temper perfectly. 20 years, she couldn't copy 20% of it. "Momesengri, Sat. You won't talk or listen, so I'm stuck calling," he sneered. "You lied about work, exposed today." And Weili switched off speakerphone, pressing the phone to her ear. Wei Luo watched the store guarding. "Oh." And Weili managed. "Oh what? Elder brother's like a father, but I'm tired. Can't afford a rich girl like you. Don't need your money, just stop upsetting them. Coming home." Car horns, night wind, market voices hummed in the background. If a thing faked these details, she was fooled. Maybe he was real. "Brother, bad time," she said. "I'm in trouble." "What? Loans?" "Shopping again," he snapped. "Girls don't need cars. Take the bus or get picked up." She muted him, whispering to Wei Luo, "Let's go. He's rambling. We need to leave." She grabbed her coat from the cashier mess, keys in pocket. "What nonsense!" And Wide's voice came, not to her. They froze, moving quieter, eyeing the phone on the counter. "Funny," he chuckled, answering an unheard voice. "If I could redo, and Weili, I'd tell Mom to discipline you young, make you different." I didn't say anything. And Weili tried, but choked, blood rushing, feet unsteady, like when Apan attacked. "Don't know what you mean by choose you or a baby," he said. "Good you can choose. A baby wouldn't be you. Hopeless, life decided." A pale hand with iron-gray nails stretched from behind the counter, fat on its short arm, crawling toward the phone. And Weili froze. Why had she asked? "Which baby are you going to choose?" End of chapter 23. Who was Wide speaking to? What does the baby mean? Is the store's curse over? Like and subscribe for more Wild Deer mysteries. Welcome back to Wild Deer Convenience Store, where the final step to freedom hides a devastating truth. Today, chapter 24, the moment before leaving. And Weili faces a heart-wrenching choice, trust or betrayal. Let's uncover the haunting end. Chapter 24, the moment before leaving the convenience store. The phone vanished behind the cash register, swallowed silently. Seconds passed, no brother's voice, no sound of it hitting the floor. Like a black hole. And Weili stared at the spot, unsure what she waited for, unable to think. She couldn't force herself to check what happened to the phone, or in Wide. Was it an illusion? Wei Luo said weird things stayed in Wild Deer Town. And Wide, elsewhere, should be safe. Yet he chose a baby, not her. A gentle tug on her wrist snapped her back. "We should go," Wei Luo whispered. "Maybe a trick to keep you here. Call him after we escape." Right, too dangerous to stay. And Weili wiped her wet face, nodded, pulled the key from her pocket, and moved to lock the back door. Wei Luo grabbed her, and Weili flinched, expecting danger, but met bright, shining eyes. I get it, Wei Luo whispered. We can't choose our family. That's why we're lonely. And Weili turned to the door, stifling tears. Vulnerability could wait. Ever wonder why those things didn't keep chasing? Wei Luo asked, maybe to distract. Like the dark area things, she continued. Or the table woman, no follow-up. If they persisted like the paper men, we'd be dead. And Weili wiped her eyes, sharp despite herself. Stop coaching them. They're life coach now. It's weird, Wei Luo pressed. Maybe they want to but can't. And Weili said, locking the door. Some reason stops them. What reason? Ask them. And Weili smiled. If I never see those things again, I'm fine not knowing. Locked, she added. We can leave this damn place. Wei Luo strode after, no hesitation. Where next? And Weili faltered. The world was vast, but she had no place. Leaving tonight feels odd. Outside safe, but the store's still wrong. I won't risk the apartment. I'll go anywhere. Tomorrow she could grab her things or abandon them. She flipped the open sign to closed, her last duty. Reaching for the door, it wouldn't budge. I can't open it, she said, anxious. Don't open the door. A thin voice drifted through the crack, and Weili froze, body tense. Through the glass, she saw diners across the street, streetlights, passing cars, but no one outside. Strange, isn't it? The voice mimicked a child or animal. They tried tricking you to open it before. You knew it was bad then. Why try now? What do we do? And Weili whispered to Wei Luo, staring outside. Go back. No response. Stunned, she nearly turned to check, but the voice spoke. Wei Luo said she went out, it was safe, so you tried opening it, right? What? You want to split us? And Weili whispered. Who are you? Wei Luo stayed silent, unmoving. She should have noticed, and Weili frozen at the door. Why no reaction? I'm not something living, see. The voice rasped, like pinched needles. I don't harm. I remind you of helpful weird things like before. Believe me or not, your choice. The phone call flashed in her mind. A car passed, taillights crimson. Why'd she return so fast? The voice continued. Distracted by Pan, you didn't see her leave or what happened outside. The Wei Luo who left was real. The one who returned wasn't. Her life ended. And Weili's breath caught. She heard her own warning, right? You heard nothing. If she lied, you wouldn't know. That's just you saying. And Weili said. Yes, the voice licked its gums. But you're logical. If the warning was false, she lied. If true, you separated, defying it. Misfortune follows. It clicked. True or not, don't trust Wei Luo now. Simple logic. And Weili wanted to look at Wei Luo, but her neck froze. Not looking meant not knowing. Not knowing meant it didn't happen. The voice sighed. Poor Wei Luo. Life cut short. She returned dazed, not knowing she wasn't human. She saved you from being devoured, not understanding why. Why? And Weili's lips moved, silent. She thought she saved you to live. Wrong. She wanted you tricked outside to suffer her fate. No friends, no soulmate. Meeting a potential friend. She'd make you share her end for a true friend. Outside. It said, licking again, bodiless. Full of things waiting to take you. Look closely. Are the diners, streetlights, cars the same as when the darkness faded? And weili looked. An hour later, the diners were unchanged. Same actions, same dishes. The same car passed, crimson taillights glowing like a looped film. Wei Luo walked into that night and returned. How? Wei Luo. And weili said, voice trembling, staring at the door crack. Say something. Dead silence. She can't, the voice said. This moment I made is outside time. After we talk, it's a blink to others. Believe me. And weili bit her lip, silent, fearing a scream. Trust yourself. The voice coaxed, like to a child. You almost opened the door, woke up in time. Now look at Wei Luo's reflection. And weili's gaze shifted to the glass, to Wei Luo's reflection beside her own. Wei Luo's deer-like eyes stared back, head and neck twisted impossibly, eyes gazing up from her chest, silently pleading. End of chapter 24. Is Wei Luo lost forever? Can weili escape alone? Like and subscribe for the final wild deer revelation. Welcome back to Wild Deer Convenience Store, where trust is a trap and truth is a riddle. Today, Chapter 25, Patterns of Sound. And weili faces her final test. Can she escape the store's grip? Or will Wei Luo's fate claim her too? Let's face the chilling truth. Chapter 25, Patterns of Sound. Don't let Vero find out. You know the truth. The voice faded. What if she did? And weili couldn't look away from Wei Luo's reflection, neck broken, eyes pleading from her chest. It blurred, then snapped back to normal, head turning, neck intact. The voice was gone. And weili? Wei Luo reached for the door, hesitated after glancing at her, and pulled back. What's wrong? Why were you standing there? Her tone was natural, as if they hadn't been frozen for minutes. The voice was right, a blink for others. And weili couldn't open the door, or let Wei Luo know she knew. Hands pressed against her legs to stop trembling, she turned to Wei Luo. No twisted neck. Wei Luo stood taller, hair messy from their night of fleeing, skin flushed, lips chapped. Freckles dotted her cheekbones, eyes like night stars undimmed. Always brighter, warmer than others, even now. And weili wasn't naive. A voice claiming Wei Luo was dead didn't earn instant trust. But caution urged her to wait. I'm scared, she admitted. Of what? Wei Luo softened. I went out, I'm fine. Let's go. Why stay here? I'll wait till dawn. And weili said, forcing a smile that felt like choking. It's almost 1. Sun's up soon. Ghosts vanish then, right? Across the street, the ponytail girl laughed at her friend's words. Same scene, looping endlessly. Is the store safe? Wei Luo's eyes widened. We've been through hell here. Outside's safer. That thing with my phone. I survived here. And weili said, catching her own eye instead of we. Wei Luo didn't notice. We know the store's dangers. Outside's unknown. I don't want to spend the night here. Wei Luo groaned. Hush till dawn. My body hurts, neck's killing me, like it'll break. I miss my bed. She tilted her head, rubbing her neck hard. And weili recalled Wei Luo rubbing her neck since returning. Go home first. And weili whispered, I've nowhere till dawn, won't risk the apartment. What? Wei Luo rolled her eyes, annoyed. Phone warning said don't separate. You want me to go alone after that attack? And weili forced a smile. Why till dawn? No choice. You won't leave, and I can't split. Just my luck. Wei Luo's reluctance made sense, if human. She'd seen the safe world, nearly escaped, But weili held her back in this threat-filled store. Was she trying to escape or lure weili out? Fear froze her from acting. Stubborn as a donkey, Wei snapped after arguing. Fine, stay. I'm exhausted, need sleep. She built a bed. Sanitary napkins stuffed in a bag for a pillow, magazines spread as a mattress. And weili warned about the creepy celebrity covers, but Wei covered them with cardboard. Good night, Wei said, snatching weili's coat as a blanket, turning away angrily. I'll keep you safe, and weili whispered, staring at her back. You'd better, or I'll haunt you, Wei muttered, not turning. How could someone so lively be cut short? The door's reflection, the voice, she couldn't explain. But Wei so close, her warmth touching weili's fingers, felt human, trusting her to sleep here. Everything that attacks has a pattern. A thin voice said from between instant noodle bowls on a shelf. And weili nearly jumped, glancing at Wei back turned, oblivious. Things can't break their modes, the voice whispered. Like a ground-bound spirit can't roam like a backward spirit. No real ghosts, though. And weili stared at the noodle bowls, smiling male celebrities. When you're in their patterns range, you see odd things. It continued. Like the table woman, still there, harmless now. Only those unaware hear her sound, get drawn. Once known, she can't target them. And weili glanced toward the dining table, blocked by shelves. Why tell me? She whispered. It didn't answer directly. My pattern is truth in a suspicious way, voice words all creepy. Even this sounds ulterior. People doubt me even if I'm honest. She hadn't expected such self-awareness. My pattern creates dilemmas, trust or not, hard to decide. It chuckled. Wei pattern is forming. In the store's silence it sighed. From her first death her pattern set. Generous, outgoing, trustworthy everywhere. Hunting she's unsuspecting, a blazing sun, drawing trust. It spoke with envy. Her pattern opposes mine. And weili wanted to laugh, scream at the unfalsifiable claim. She opened her mouth silent. She wanted to tell Wei laugh together, curse it. But she couldn't, not to her. One last suggestion, the voice said. Wei isn't fully one of us, still confused forming. You can escape. When she's complete, it's too late. Don't use the main door, back door. What killed her is bound by its pattern. Can't attack now. Sneak out while Wei mind is dull. You can survive. I know the back door scares you, but if I didn't suggest it, how would I seem suspicious? Back door. And weili shrank. You say this to make me trust you? No, see? Thinking I'm tricking you makes you doubt. It smiled. Suspicious truth is my pattern. Its final words. Minutes passed, only Wei steady breathing behind her. End of chapter 25. Will weili trust the voice or Wei Can she escape the store's curse? Like and subscribe for the final wild deer truth. Welcome back to Wild Deer Convenience Store, where the final choice tests the bonds of trust and survival. Today, Chapter 26, Waiting for Dawn. And weili stands at the edge of escape. Will she leave Wei behind or face the unknown together? Let's witness the haunting conclusion. Chapter 26, Waiting for Dawn. And weili silently slipped the back door key from its ring, pulling it from her pocket without a sound. The lock was smooth, the key gliding in like it was made for it. She glanced back. Wei slept soundly on her makeshift bed. If weili opened the door and left, Wei might wake never knowing when she'd gone. Wei Luo wasn't fully formed, yet exhausted, asleep, believing she was alive. And Weili had confirmed it. One turn of the key, and she'd be free. She pictured it. Cracking the door, checking the alley, sprinting to her car. In Yellowtown only days, the outside world felt like a distant dream. Hazy and unreachable. Leaving meant normalcy, peaceful, lonely days. She'd grow used to the suffocation, like dust on endless waves. Yellowtown, the store, Wei Luo, none tied to her. She could let go. Would Wei Luo become part of the town's strangeness? Dust in a forgotten corner? Not her concern. Go. She turned the key, took a step. Her vision blurred. Outlines and light circles, like a rain-soaked windshield, unwipeable. Tears streamed. Her mind lightened, oxygen thin. Dizzy, she collapsed with a thump. Movement stirred. Wei Luo's voice soft. Why didn't you leave? And Weili forced her eyes open through tears. Wei Luo sat up, awake, maybe roused by her crying. She didn't ask why, and Weili wept, only repeated, "Why'd you come back?" And Weili glanced at the back door. The key was gone from the lock. "You know," she managed. "I know," Wei Luo whispered. "You stood there so long, didn't notice me wake. Why didn't you stop me? Why didn't you push the door and go?" Wei Luo countered. "You decided to leave, but turned back crying." The words shattered in Weili's control. She curled up, sobbing like a helpless child, wailing against the world. Leaving meant Wei Luo was dead. Whether Wei Luo was truly gone or trying to trap her, stepping out that door would make it real. And Weili couldn't bear leaving a living Wei Luo alone here. She feared a silent future without her more than the unknown. Leaving meant carrying the weight of Wei Luo's brief, bright presence, and her loss. She'd rather never have known her. "Okay," Wei Luo said softly, patting her shoulder awkwardly, unsure how to comfort. "I understand. Don't cry." Her warmth, free of suspicion, made Weili feel both safe and terrified, like a child with her mother. No, beyond even that. Why didn't Wei Luo speak, knowing she stood at the door? Did she understand why? "Before I slept, a voice said I was dead," Wei Luo answered, as if she'd just gotten lost. "Asked why my neck hurt. I couldn't recall. Said its pattern is suspicious truth, making me doubt. You heard it too." She pulled Weili up, handed her a tissue, and continued, "I don't know if I'm harming you. I wanted you to open the door, go out with me. You refused. I was angry. Why do I care so much about the door? I don't know. Maybe I'm alive, maybe not." She sat shoulder to shoulder with Weili. Outside, the scenes were the same as an hour later. I didn't notice they looped, like a stage. Why didn't I see it? Why just urge you to leave? She wasn't trying to harm her, was she? I said it was the phone warning, Wei Luo continued. But you didn't mention it. Maybe I used it to keep you here, without knowing. What if the warning was real, and the voice wants us apart? And Weili asked. Who knows? Wei Luo whispered. If you're safer without me, I shouldn't force you to stay. Silence fell, and Weili sniffled. Even if I'm dead, I wouldn't hunt you, Wei Luo said. Even if you think it's my pattern. I believe you, and Weili said. Even if it's your pattern. They exchanged faint smiles. The store grew colder, the town outside looping its scenes. They stopped looking. In the silent, chilly store, Wei Luo's warmth pressed against Weili's shoulder. Let's wait for dawn together, and Weili said, voice nasal. Sun's up, it'll be fine. We'll walk out, face the light. What then? Wei Luo asked. Ask where you're going. And Weili said seriously. Me. Yeah. And Weili said, you broke this town's rules. It's not safe here. You said your life's neither happy nor sad. No reason to leave. Like a spider's web with no spider. Tonight was the spider. Don't stay trapped. Wei Luo tried turning her head, winced, and stared forward laughing. You remember that clearly? Yes. And Weili said, unsure why. Let's go together. Together? Wei Luo murmured, dreamy. Where? Anywhere. And Weili leaned on her shoulder. I've got a car. We'll drive, stop where we like, leave when bored. Work odd jobs for money, keep going. Next, the sea. I can make cocktails, work at a beach bar, Wei Luo said softly. Hope for cloudy days, fewer customers. We'll run to the sea, play, dig starfish, swim. And Weili saw her stepping into waves. Don't forget to call the store before we leave, Wei Luo said, slapping her forehead. This time, say we mustn't separate. Maybe it'll replace the first call, so I'll save you sooner. I will, Wei Luo whispered, holding her hand. You'll wipe tables at the bar. Can't let up hands stay. And Weili laughed. Wiping tables isn't inspiring. Didn't ask you to mop, Wei Luo teased. It's a beach bar, no floors. Yeah, Wei Luo laughed, then stopped wincing. What's wrong? And Weili turned, seeing sweat on Wei Luo's forehead. My neck hurts, Wei Luo said, head drooping. Can't lift it. It's okay, and Weili said. You've fought, run. It's normal to twist it. She pressed Wei Luo's neck where the reflection broke, supporting her head. I'll massage it. At dawn, we'll find a doctor. Masseur, Wei Luo corrected, closing her eyes, leaning into her hand. Who wants a doctor? Okay, masseur. And Weili chuckled, sitting close. They huddled, silence deepening. I'm glad you didn't leave, Wei Luo murmured. Me too. Darkness cloaked the world. The store glowed white. In this silent corner, cut off from reality, and Weili waited for dawn. End of Wild Deer Convenience Store. Did Weili make the right choice? Will dawn bring freedom? Thank you for joining this chilling journey. Like and subscribe for more eerie tales.